this is why I think it's that.
Yeah.
Well, there's no respect for the source material.
If she makes fetish videos, then I do too. We kind of do a similar thing with different purposes.
Picture of him where, I said his side profile looks a lot like Beavis.
Yeah. Beavis build.
Yes, he's Beavis build.
All right, how's it going, Nightmare Blunt Rotation viewers? Today we have Kyle, Dire Trip with a turkey and a child in the background, and we have Fox Akimbo and the one and only me, Raymundo2112, and we've got some funny things to talk about, like a presidential assassination attempt, Vidcon, and an old man who should be retired, and I suppose will be soon. So yeah.
You're talking about me?
Yep.
Was it 3 years? 3 or 4 years away?
Yeah.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
I
been
guess
on YouTube for a whole 4 years. I think it's time to call it quits.
That's a good ass
Honestly,
lifespan
mood.
right there.
I think
I'm at my third right now.
They say the average is 7.
You gotta wonder how much of that is due to people just quitting or deciding they're not into it anymore, rather than just failing.
Yeah. Like tastes change. You get older and stuff. You're in a different kind of place in your life. But let's kind of hush this talk now and talk more about the livelier side of content creation,
Yes,
which is
we went to VidCon, and not only did we go to VidCon, but we rented multiple Airbnbs, and we stayed around California, and we met a lot of really cool people. Some that we love, some that we don't. And it was a great time, and we have a lot of stories, and we love to share them with you. That's my intro to VidCon.
Luckily, we didn't meet too many people that we don't love.
No, yeah, I didn't say that we
2.
don't like them, but love and like are two different things,
Did we make any enemies? I might have made.
No, we didn't make any enemies.
Ray, how about you talk about the convention? You went there a few times, didn't you?
That's true. I was pretty much the only one that went to the con this year.
Yeah, I went for like an hour.
You went for like an hour.
Twice. I went to register and then like one.
Registration doesn't count. Okay, so right.
That's true.
Basically, we go there first day for registration. We come from the Gamer from Mars's Airbnb. We take
name drop him.
Yeah.
Just so everyone knows, the audience knows that we're hot stuff now.
We are. You know who was there? It was the Gamer from Mars and Wavy Web Surf. We drove a drunken Turkey Tom to registration, and we were there. We got registered, and then we went back. Oh no, you guys went back. I didn't. I stuck around for a little while. I met this guy called Antoine, who was like a props designer, and I got some free orange soda ice cream, and it was pretty good.
Me too.
And then that's
we
pretty
got
much all
that
that happened. Yeah. How would you guys rate the Fanta ice cream that they had at VidCon?
Pretty solid. Not literally,
I quite liked it.
Figuratively.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It was good. It was refreshing. And then day 2 of the con, or I suppose the first day, was pretty fun. I met up with some really cool dudes by the names of Dane, Arrayed, and Terror, and they were really cool YouTubers. Were you? I don't remember.
That one, I think I was there literally just the first day.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, yeah, I guess we all went in and we checked out.
When we went into the YouTube room and we got our I don't know. I put my big kind of Stanley Cup thing.
Yeah.
It's literally over there.
For those who don't know, they let you put your name on a Stanley Cup with a YouTube
I'll
logo
go grab
on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go get it. Mine's currently holding one of my Orion masks, but
I have my medal, but it's way across the room.
There you go. Fox Akimbo.
Nice.
It was free too. All you needed was the community track or the creator track.
Yeah, you only had to spend $200 on a ticket, and well, it's free, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Fox, you should tell everybody about the hardships you had, about all the items that you lost throughout this trip.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh man.
So I actually there was another one. There's another one that you guys probably don't know about. So I got on the plane, and then at one point I left my phone in the bathroom. I got on the plane like in my jeans, and this is like an 11-hour flight from Heathrow to California. So obviously I'm gonna change out of my jeans, get some like more kind of comfortable jogging bottoms on. And then obviously my phone was in my pocket, put it to the side, I change, I leave the bathroom, and then I just forget to put the phone back in my pocket. So, I had to go, they had like the air stewardess was like, hey, like owner of this phone, can you come to the back? And I was like, oh crap. Then, whilst I was signing up to get a ticket, I dropped my, my debit card. Because I didn't know, we were stretched for time, basically. I didn't know if they were just going to shut the doors when they said, like, what was registration till, like, 6 p.m.? So I was like, crap, like, I don't know. Had to go to the bathroom, got my debit card out whilst I was in there. Must have just, like, I don't even know what I did, but somehow I dropped it between the bathroom and, like, where you sign in, which is literally 30 steps. And then I realized when I get up to pay, I'm like, oh, crap, like, my debit card isn't there. It was the wrong one anyway, because I should have used my business card. So I was going to use my like normal card, but that was a stupid I think it was actually whatever. And then eventually that was found, that was picked up literally immediately after I lost it by like the security. I picked it up, that was all good. Did I tell you guys that when I left, so I left my hat in the Airbnb, for that last Airbnb that we stayed in, and Jared found it. I think it was on the counter or something. He was like, hey dude, you left this in the house. I was like, oh, thank you very much. When my Uber pulled up, I put it in the pouch of the seat in front of me, and then just at the airport I forgot it again. So the hat's at Goodwill.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
But I mean, I don't really wear hats too much anyway. I was just doing it because like got to make sure I protect my head as much as I can, and especially in America, you guys wear a lot more hats than we do. So I was like, it's fine. So the hat is gone. It's long gone. Somewhere in California, someone's gonna have my hat.
Then I broke my phone. Ray dropped his phone in the jacuzzi twice in a row.
Yep, twice in a row.
Was it twice in a row?
Yeah. The first time it slipped in, and the second time I dropped it.
I just saw the second time.
Yeah, within a few hours, it stopped working completely, and this was the day we're supposed to leave, or the day before. So, yeah, it was kind of stressful. But we got it fixed right before, because I had my boarding pass on there, so it's kind of important. And the guy there fixed Kyle's charging port for free, because he was a Chad and an awesome person.
Took like 10 minutes.
Do we know the like shop? Could we give them a shout out? Do we know the shop?
You Break, I Fix.
You Break, I Fix, yes, of course.
Or wherever we were, technically.
It was Oxnard.
Oxnard, You Break, I Fix. But back to VidCon. So the event itself was just as kind of disappointing as it always is. But I would say that there was a general improvement from last year in terms of what YouTubers had, because last year was more focused on TikTok. I think YouTube put more money into it this year. Which is great, because it should be a YouTube convention with YouTube stuff as the focus. So I was happy with that. The whole creator chat room was really cool. I love the free shit. The vendors hall, which is my favorite thing, panels there are not great. So it's fun to just walk around and look at the stuff you can buy and get free stuff. It was pretty cool. They had like 5 separate claw machines, which was fun.
I don't even know who was on panels this year.
I don't know honestly either. I know Eddie Burback was. I saw Matt Pat briefly, like from a distance, which was cool. I don't know. It's really not, to me, the draw at all of VidCon. It's more so just walking around and talking to people and meeting potential fans. And on the second day, I did exactly that, because I was filming some stuff with the Radioactive Chicken Heads during the day. We went, we met the Fast Food Gang, if you guys know them. Like they,
I know them.
They're like these short form content creators that dress up as like Ronald McDonald, but it's like a girl Ronald, and she's like gorgeous. I think
we saw them last year. We saw we
did from a distance. That's right. Yeah, and I was like, oh, for my friend Lionel Higginbotham, but that doesn't matter. So we met them. They knew the Chicken Heads, so we took some pictures. And that was super cool. We walked around for a while, and then later that night, I was wearing that guy over there who I'd just gotten made by the dude who made the Slipknot masks. Stuff with him coming soon. You guys will see, not just yet, but eventually. And I met these 2 girls who I won't share their names, but they were really cool, and we like instantly became friends and hung out for a while. And then I spent time with the Chicken Heads, filmed our secret video that may be coming out at some point. And that was day 2, and it was a lot of fun. And more people kept coming to our Airbnb, and we just met more and more and more and more individuals. So the reason that I was the only one out there was because there were just kind of people, like there was always something to do at the Airbnb, and we had the best location. It was like a 20-minute walk from the con, but it was like
3-minute drive,
so accessible. 3-minute drive, yeah,
close.
It's like a $4 Lyft drive, which is absurd. But yeah, we saw some people that we'd seen last year, like the Gamer from Mars and that's the only one I can really think that we like saw. Larry as well, Zeepster. We met some new faces who we ended up coming to adore, like Oscar, Sensitive Society. Very nice man.
He's good.
He's a good guy. Jay Aubrey, super cool dude, very down to earth.
I like him.
Yeah.
With all due respect, a lot of YouTubers, as you probably already know as a viewing audience, if your job is sitting at home touching a computer, you're going to be a little socially weird. Some of them are. But Jay Aubrey is not one of them. He's really cool. He's really like down to earth and socially there. He's sweet. His girlfriend's also really nice. Like they're a great couple. I love them. We saw Visual Venture, Gerard again. He's super cool. Yeah. Man, it's honestly too many to count. Off the top of my head, we saw.
I'm afraid
to
start
people.
naming names because I'll probably forget somebody, and that'll look even worse.
I know. Yeah, no, that's the thing. I'm remembering a few people. I don't want to leave anyone out. I'm Over for Fun was there as well. We had some people coming in. Jaden Salads, Caden. Geez,
Plain Rock obviously came
Plain Rock
every night. Yeah,
you guys probably know Plain Rock 124. We saw that motherfucker every single day.
Pretty much, con.
No, literally every single day. We did not miss a day, or at least I didn't miss a day with Plain Rock 124. It's crazy.
Yeah, I like to mess around with him.
He was at our place a good portion of the time.
Every day, except for the last day.
He was probably one of the ones that we saw the most was King.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Actually, I don't know if his name's out there. Maybe we'll just that. Yeah, maybe squeegee that just in case.
I don't know.
Well, he wears it on his T-shirt.
Oh no.
I think we're fine. Then.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if his vlog came out. It hasn't, but I want it out because I'm
curious to see it.
I hope I'm in it.
I wonder if our house is in there.
Yeah.
I would hope so. Yeah. I didn't see him recording anything though.
That's what I'm thinking. I didn't even realize. Yeah, I didn't see him record. He was only recording at the Canadian's house, I think. But we'll move on to that in due time.
Fox Akimbo met some Canadians for the first time. I think. I don't know. I'm actually assuming there. Have you met
I've met. Are we saying these specific Canadians or just Canadians?
No, just Canadians in general.
No, I've met Canadians in the past.
Okay.
There used to be a exchange program between my university and one in Canada, and basically we have a bunch of like lawyers that come over. It's all like the lawyer. It's only on one specific course, so I know a couple of like Canadian law students and stuff, and they're all like kind of wrong-uns and stuff. They come around. They have a reputation around our school, which goes against the stereotype, if anything.
Yeah, it really does.
No, it definitely does.
Ones. These ones are just like snorting cat.
The ones that we met were definitely not like that.
No,
I guess that wraps day 2.
They were very calm.
Right? Yeah. Who else was there? All right. Ali Tran and Ali Tricasso were also there, and we played pool. We had a lot of fun with these people. Then day 3 comes around, right? And we go to what is called the Nano Zebra Lunch. Oh, actually, I forgot to mention on day 1, or registration day, we met John Tron, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Very surreal. Very, very surreal.
Weird experience.
Yeah. It was absurd. But day 3 comes around, and the first thing in the morning, we go to a lunch at a Mexican restaurant, which wasn't the best breakfast food, but
no, I quite like the food there.
No, it was great.
I think
he's
speaking from a breakfast perspective.
Was it?
Yeah, I'm speaking from a breakfast perspective.
It was like 11:30, right? Yeah, it was like lunch.
Yeah, well, that's when I wake up. So.
It was called the lunch, wasn't it? It was called.
It was. But we were all tired and like not ready for it.
It was an unforgettable luncheon, in my opinion.
Oh, the unforgettable luncheon. Yeah, no, we met a lot of great individuals there, which leads into the Canadians, right?
We can say basically anyone here because there's the picture of us, which everyone's very happy to have.
Yeah, put the picture on the screen right now, editor.
We're all photographed with them, so Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
exactly.
not like we're doxing
I think
anybody.
other people have put these on their like Instagrams and stuff. So
it's on mine. Yeah.
If someone was faceless,
Yeah,
they just get out the picture.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So we met JJ McCullough. I met JReg/Dreg, and everyone in that kind of like circle. But I mainly talked to JJ. Such a cool guy. I've known him for like his content at least for a long time now, and he was like, he's just so sweet and engaged and like personable, and he was really nice. It was really cool to meet him. A very big change of pace from the kind of like people that we had been talking to. Not that it's bad, obviously, but you know, it's just a different type of person.
Yeah.
And it was cool. And Greg was also cool. Like I got invited to sit at their lunch table, which I felt so honored. Like, I never went to school, but I imagine that's like what it's like when the cool kids are like, hey, you should sit with us.
Yeah, here I was talking to the right opinion for like 20 minutes and didn't even know it was
right.
Him
Yeah, we all have our own like stories
on.
of what we did at this lunch.
Yeah, I fell for that last year where he just doesn't tell you his YouTube name, so
not really.
You just talk to him.
You're just talking to some guy.
Yeah, and then you find out.
That's kind of the best thing, though.
Yeah,
you don't have any pretext to their person. You don't.
We also went to Chuck E. Cheese. That's true.
An
experience.
We went before. It was great. Which you guys will see on this channel later once I actually decide to fully finish editing it, or I can ship it off to your brother and he can do it. But I have the structure mainly down. Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese was a lot of fun. But yeah, we met all these different really, really cool people at this lunch. Some people that I've been a fan of for a while now, which was really surreal. I met Scumbagovich, and she's been to Mars 2112, which is crazy to me.
Yeah. Who is
that? Kind of blew my mind. That's Frankie.
Oh, that's Frankie! Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The one who makes the fetish videos.
Yes,
that's a better way to represent it. The videos about the fetish art. Yes.
Yes. Of course.
Yeah. Got to clarify on that one.
Yes.
Yeah. She makes fetish videos. Okay.
No. If she makes fetish videos, then I do too. We kind of do a similar thing with different purposes. But yeah, so that was shocking because no one's been to Mars 2112. Yeah. And met some also really cool people like Dandy Demon and fucking Frank, I think is his name. No, Chad or Steve.
Oh, it's Steve and Chad, I think.
Steve and Chad were the two guys.
Steve and Chad have a podcast.
Older guys they're really nice.
Oh, and let's not forget Jeff.
My name Jeff. Who's Jeff?
Yeah, damn it,
cameraman.
Yeah,
he got all
those like nice corporate pictures of us talking to art.
Jeff. Yes, Jeff was great. We got some fantastic pictures taken of us, which you're seeing on screen right now.
Yeah,
and,
hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're up there.
that would be funny if they're not. The editor just sits us.
We're just sitting there like, ooh,
look at these cool pictures, guys. But yeah, no, it was really cool, and it kind of I feel as though, again, not in a way that's inherently judging it, but a lot of the YouTubers that we spent time with throughout the week were all kind of within the same niche, and same kind
more
of
or less.
Yeah, like same kind of general hive mind. That's a judgmental way to say it. Same kind of like, I don't know, you know what I mean.
Sphere.
Yeah. And so going to this lunch was kind of like bringing all these different people together, and there was this great synergy and a lot of great connections and conversations made and had. And it was honestly one of the big highlights of the trip for me. I had a lot of fun. I'm sure you guys can agree.
The lunch is the big part, Yeah.
It was such a who's who of like commentary, documentary, a little bit of politics sprinkled in here and there, cartoons and like kind of reviewers and stuff. A real who's who. And it's almost like when you see that big picture of us all together, it is almost like see who you can spot. If there's someone who subscribed to one of our channels, the likelihood is that they would be subscribed to possibly quite a few. And
it's
we did
a big game of like, where's Waldo?
Didn't someone do the maths? Really. And it was like 25 million subscribers and like hundreds of, or maybe billions of views, I think.
Yeah, I don't doubt it at all.
And I did the maths on how much money was in that room, and it was, I can't remember now, but it was a lot.
Yeah, it was
a lot of money.
Yeah, just through AdSense, let alone like sponsorships and merch.
Unreal.
That's what happens when you get like 100 people in there.
3 people knew who I was.
Yeah.
Crazy.
When I posted that picture, it was a lot of people just trying to pick out as many people as they could. Like
right.
They knew Plain Rock as the guy who breaks the switches. That's what someone called him.
Yep.
Yeah, people kind of picked out quite a bit of people on there, actually.
Yeah, they did well. They did well.
I hope the people that knew you, Ray, also watch this podcast.
I hope so too. Shout out to you guys.
Hopefully.
And if you don't, then you should watch the podcast. You're not listening to this right now. But yeah, it was a fantastic time. Food was good too. I don't want to say I was shit talking. It just wasn't breakfast food, but it was good food.
I was gonna ask Kyle, like, because I know Ray, you kind of during these cons, you kind of go off and do your own thing. I cannot for the life of me remember what I did in the days. I remember the evenings.
Yeah.
But I think the days was literally just wake up, eat some food, talk to Jared, and then like maybe swim in the pool for a bit, and then like my mind goes blank in terms of what actually happened. I think it was just talking and swimming in the backyard pool.
Well, Saturday and Sunday we had stuff to do, but during the week, there's not a lot to do at like 1 p.m. So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I guess
maybe go to the con a little bit, like an hour, and then just prepare for when people inevitably come
onslaught. Yeah. Well, how did you guys not get bored?
I wasn't bored. I don't know.
I think a lot of the time, like, we only see each other in person for X amount of days per year. So there is quite a lot to talk about. We only ever talk, like, in person, once every 2 weeks through these podcasts. Mm-hmm. In like, when we're together and stuff, I feel like the conversations don't stop. And then you always have someone coming round to yours and stuff, and someone to kind of mix things up. Like
someone was coming over most of the time.
Yeah, someone's coming over in the afternoon just to like hang out and stuff. Obviously, on that first day, on like registration day, we had something in the day. For the last day, we had the lunch. So there was only like 2 days in between that where we were actually like just kind of vibing, and plus those days we were pretty hungover anyway, or like we were recovering from a night of drinking.
Okay, I guess that provides more context.
So we also went to the other Airbnbs anyway. At points.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of went there during the day.
And I think which day was it where we watched that electoral debate? I feel like it might be time to discuss that.
Was that Saturday? I want maybe Saturday, or it was toward maybe Friday. It was kind of toward the end.
I think it definitely wasn't.
Was it not the second day? I think it was the second day.
I think
no. I honestly don't remember.
It was not registration day. It was either the day after that or the day after that.
Yeah,
it was the day after. No, but seriously, what day was that? Was the second day, right?
I think so.
It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter.
Anyway, whatever day the election was, or the debate was, we watched it.
It was brutal to watch, is what I'll say. It was tough. Like
it was funny.
There was a lot of face palming going on, a lot of groans, but a lot of laughs at the same time.
What was it? The border crisis. I call it the Biden border crisis.
Something like that. I love that.
That was good. I call it the Biden border crisis.
You could tell he committed to the bit before he knew what the bit was going to be.
Yeah.
He's like, shit, I'm already here.
Stumble your way through it.
I don't know.
But I mean, I was always told don't talk about politics in the States. Which, like, once there's an electoral debate on, it's you kind of have to like almost.
Everyone was watching it anyway. Like there was a point where we dipped out and said, "This is too much. Let's just go eat." And then we get to the restaurant, and they're playing it on the TV at the restaurant.
I was listening to it on my phone through HBO Max. Too.
It was kind of like watching a boxer that's like just kind of been pummeled for a couple of rounds, and you're like, "Ref, just stop the match, man. Just stop." It's tough to watch now.
It was what were people calling it? Live televised elder abuse.
I don't think that's controversial to say. Really, is that?
I don't think at all. Well, I'm just saying that's what a lot of people were calling it. Not really my opinion, but that was the comment going around. Yeah,
I think it's true. Yeah.
The allegations.
It was rough. It was rough.
It was pretty hard to watch. There were a lot of points that were just straight up 100% incoherent, and we were asking each other, what did that mean? What did that whole cluster of sentences even mean?
What was that?
Like when Trump was like, I have no idea what you just said.
Yeah, he said, I have no idea what he just said, and I don't think he does either.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Got him.
Because how do you debate when you don't know what the other guy just said?
No, I know, exactly, yeah.
It's difficult.
To be fair, though, it's not really like... I don't think Trump usually listens too much to what the other person... I think he's always just intent on what he's about to say.
Pretty fair.
I don't think, like, regardless of what comes out Biden's mouth, he might use it as a zinger, but, like... There's not really much. I don't think he's ever gonna like debate statistics or something on stage.
Like he'll just say he was the best ever there ever was. Never been a thing like him.
Everything was always is the best or the worst in American history. Everything. It was the most embarrassing. I had the best this. This is the worst that. In American, every single time.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Ever. The best ever. The worst ever. There's never anything that's just kind of okay. You know.
Yeah. It's never like, oh, you know, the third best, or like, you know, of any president, this was like one of the greater. It was always, no, best, worst, most despicable, most beloved.
Yeah, and then what came after that was people saying, you know, is Biden going to drop out? Is someone going to replace him? And we were kind of debating on that one back and forth, because I figured that he probably wouldn't drop out, but here we are now.
Like I literally voted on a poll today saying I don't think he's going to drop out, because he was dead set that he was going to carry on. Do you guys think, I mean, I guess there's a lot of like things to talk about in that we could talk about.
There's so much conspiracy with it.
US politics. Do you think he actually had COVID, or do you think that was him kind of going to some sort of a boot camp or something for them to for advisors to speak to him?
I mean,
I think he did. It would make sense.
Yeah, you don't hear about COVID that much anymore, but when you've already had it like 2 or 3 times, it really isn't as bad, so he might have. I don't know. But I think they were probably trying to get rid of him anyway. And that was
definitely.
That was just okay, we found a reason, you know.
Yeah.
You can leave now.
It seemed as though the tide was definitely turning on this election in a major way. I think the second that Hulk Hogan ripped open his shirt, I was like, Biden's got to go now, baby. Biden's got to go.
Something happened before that. Something happened before that led to that incident, right?
Perhaps we should discuss it. Who wants to talk about this?
I have a funny story as to my witnessing of the event.
Go for it then.
If you guys don't mind. So,
first explain what happened.
This new band.
Then,
well, we'll get to right. I'm with these guys, this new band I'm in. I'm the drummer, right? We're checking out this new rehearsal space over in Gowanus, and it looks great. And so we're like, you know what? Let's walk around. Or no, that was before, actually. They were just in my neighborhood for a pop-up shop. And I come in, I want to grab some water. So I end up showing them my cool-ass room, and we're just talking about cool, like, cartoon shows from the 2000s. And then one guy pulls up his phone, and he says, Donald Trump was just shot. And we were like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, Donald Trump was just shot. And then we were like, no way. So this was actually 10 minutes after this happened. Like the 10 minutes after it was uploaded online. Yeah. So no one was posting about it. You had to like scrounge through Twitter to find any of the footage. And so we did. And we found the footage.
You sent it to us pretty early on, too.
Shock. Yeah, I think I told you guys almost immediately.
You just put Donald Trump shot in all caps in the Discord. And I thought it was a meme or something. I didn't think it was real at first.
I was like, I need to spread the word. You know, I want to be the first one to say it. So I put on my Instagram and in this chat, and I was like, Donald Trump shot. And I was just telling all my friends, like, holy shit, Donald Trump was shot. So these guys, first time in my house, by the way, first time meeting my mom and my little brother, we're all just collectively bonding over the shared shock of Donald Trump being shot. And then, as we're looking at this, we refresh and we see the picture of him with his fist in the air and the American flag in the background. Yeah. And we're like, that's the coolest picture ever taken.
It went so hard.
I think that's when one of us said, like, that kid just handed him the election by giving him that photo.
When I saw that, I was like, oh my god, like, he's won.
He won. That's what we were saying. We were like, he won. Yeah. He won. That's our president, right? That's President Trump right there.
That was the defining
And we
moment.
were all like, none of us like him, but we were like, fuck, that's a hard picture. That's so cool.
Yeah, and you don't have to like him to just see that the tides have turned and it's gonna happen.
Oh, he's gonna win. Yeah. And, so I ended up telling everyone I knew about this, and more information came out slowly. All the information that existed, because no one knows anything about the shooter.
No, at first we didn't know anything.
Yeah, we didn't know.
We didn't even know if he got away or not.
Yeah, exactly. We actually ended up doing like an analyzation. Me, my mom, and my brother were like listening to the gunshots and listening to the Secret Service announcements that you could like vaguely hear through the mic.
Yeah.
And you can hear him go like shots fired, like target down. After there's like pop, 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 pop. After the first 3 shots, and it's just like holy crap. We were like analyzing this thing frame by frame. And soon we learned that one of the people in the audience was killed, and that was really sad. And 2 others were injured, and we were like, "Holy crap! This is a huge moment in history right here."
Yeah.
And if he didn't move his head, the entire course of this country would be changed forever. And admittedly, it is already changed forever. But
that would have been huge.
If he was actually hit, it would have been the biggest news of maybe the century. I don't know.
Well, it's one of those
would be in history books. I mean, it even is going to be now.
Yeah.
It will be. Yeah.
It reminds us that we are living through history, and I was going to say this. I think in 100 or maybe 200 years' time, people will look back at that moment, kind of how they do with. If you guys are aware of the Archduke of like Franz Ferdinand, the Archduke, was it of Austria-Hungary? When he the person that was trying to assassinate him, I think his name was Princip. Did not assassinate him. He was trying to, but then I think he wasn't able to. And then he ran into him afterwards as he was going to get a sandwich and killed him. And once that happened, World War I was triggered because of it, and World War II then obviously afterwards. And world history was completely changed because Princip decided to go and get a sandwich after he was not able to assassinate him then. I think it was like the driver of the car went down like the wrong alley or something, and it just so happened that history changed at that moment. Trump turning his head at that precise moment will be one of those moments, I think, in 100 years' time when they look back and say, how did the 21st century play out? Because let's be fair, he's going to be a decisive president, whether you like him or not. Things will change and things will happen because of his presidency. It's not gonna, like in 4 years' time, I don't think people will go like, oh, it's same old, same old. Like he's a man of conviction.
We got Project 2025 coming over.
So I think this will be a moment where because he moved, I think was he looking over at some chart or something.
I don't
remember.
Movement of his head at that precise moment will possibly go down as the defining moment of the 21st century. Of if Trump is killed in that moment, then perhaps obviously his party might still win, but it would be with a different candidate with different views and different policies and stuff. It's going to be very interesting just throughout the rest of our lives to see how that plays out now, because it was such a close shave.
Yeah. And what I took interest in was when info about the killer did start coming out. And at first they just have that one kind of picture of him where, I said his side profile looks a lot like Beavis. And he did. He's got that forehead, the jaw, and real Beavis going on. But
Beavis pilled.
Yes, he's Beavis pilled. And then from then on, you start seeing people posting like his yearbook photos and his purchase history. Like I retweeted something earlier about how apparently his final Google search was for porn. Like not even related to the attack. And today I just saw that apparently he paid like 1,500s on OnlyFans within the last short period of time. And
I'm wondering who's releasing this. Are like FBI agents releasing this information? Yeah, this is police. I mean, maybe it's some sort of propaganda or something, but like, realistically, this has got to be like leaks from the authorities if we're finding out that he was looking up. I mean, maybe it was president porn or something, but like, otherwise unrelated to the incident or the fact that he's paying 1,500 on OnlyFans. Like, surely that's got to be some sort of like leak from like the top brass.
Yeah, because they're trying real hard to find out what his affiliation was, because it really doesn't make sense. And
the fact that we find out.
Have you seen the article? Oh, sorry.
What article?
The one that's like the shooter had Steam, the game that hosts Mr. President, the game where have you seen that? People try to do the false equivalency of like him owning Steam on his computer that hosts the game that's a mock Trump assassination where you say.
Well, I think that also came out to be fake too, though.
Oh, was that fake? Okay, thank God.
I think someone made that as a joke. Like they gave him, like they downloaded AIM Labs, but put 0 hours into it and stuff like that.
Okay.
I think that was a troll. Maybe I'm wrong. So. Maybe I'm wrong. I think it was.
It was like it might have been just a fake article or like a satire one. But
there was so much going around at the time that it was really hard to tell what was.
I mean, there's still we got like
real
no info. People don't know anything about this motherfucker. No one knows anything about him.
He was in a BlackRock ad apparently, which has stirred up a lot of he's stirred up a lot of conspiracies that way. Yeah, so I guess he was a just some extra in a BlackRock ad at some point, but people are like, oh well, there's affiliation and stuff like that, and because BlackRock doesn't have the best reputation right now.
They took the video down.
It doesn't surprise me.
They took the ad down. But also, I heard that was like a lookalike or something. It wasn't actually him. I don't know, though. I don't. It could have been him.
It looks a lot like him, especially his school photo. It looks pretty identical, but...
Dude, that would be crazy. Imagine if you went to school. Would you make a video on that, Kyle? If you went to school, you didn't know them like well, but you went to school, they were in your yearbook. Would you make a video on someone that tried to...
I would feel obligated to, because it's just so weird, you know?
You're too close to the case, yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely make it in a different style, like more of a casual thing rather than like a documentary, because it would obviously be biased and weird, but...
I'm very surprised that no one's come out on YouTube and like made a video saying like this was my experience with them. I feel like a video like that, instead of going to the press and stuff and talking about it, if you made a video like that, just instantly like 2 million views plus.
Easily, yeah.
Speaking of YouTube, he was wearing YouTuber merch.
God, that breaks my heart. That really sucks.
Who was it for again?
I don't remember.
It was
Demolition.
Yeah, it was Demolition Ranch. That was it.
Yeah.
Who, like, obviously, the fact that he had to come out and say, like, I've not been in contact with this person, it's not, like, you know, you don't get to vet who buys your merch or anything.
No, obviously it's a t-shirt.
Not.
It's a piece of fabric, you know, it's...
So that really, if I go and do something crazy, Origami Angel are in trouble, but...
Well, it reminds me of when that mosque shooter said, subscribe to PewDiePie, and that went crazy, even though it was just a meme at the time, and people didn't take it as a meme. So
obviously the media and stuff, and people that maybe are just, they've heard the headlines, they've seen a headline or they've seen a picture of him and they go like, oh, Demolition Ranch shooter, therefore, you know, Demolition Ranch supports this and supports that and supports the other. Oh, you know, the shooter says subscribe to PewDiePie. Obviously, PewDiePie endorses him or something, which is completely like nonsense.
It would be like if someone was wearing a band T-shirt and did something, and so people were like, "Oh, but people do that," you know, like, "Oh, this killer liked this band, so it's their fault."
Yeah,
that's something that happens way too often.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Marilyn Manson and Columbine. It turned out that the Columbine killers didn't even listen to him. The media was
just like his shirts.
They were like, oh no, they didn't even have shirts. The media was just like, oh well, he's controversial. It was probably his fault.
Wow. Oh really? I mean, that was kind of the zeitgeist of the time, though, wasn't it? Was like kind of this kind of music and like violent video games and stuff creates violent TV and movies and stuff, and violent video games make like killers and stuff.
I feel like before it was video games, it was music was the focus.
Yeah. I remember a lot of that conversation from when I was, because obviously, I mean, I don't know when Columbine was, but like I remember that kind of conversation from when I was like very young. So in the early 2000s and stuff, I remember that was a lot more of a conversation than it is now. Now it's like not even I never hear parents go like, oh, you know, this music is going to make you like violent, or these
really
movies,
never.
or
No.
Video games and stuff.
Like, remember when Eminem was so controversial that, you know, radio stations couldn't play him, and now he's just like a classic and he's played all over the place and nobody cares.
It's very strange how society's taboos and stuff, they kind of move in different ways, where things like South Park or like Eminem or like Grand Theft Auto or something at a point in time where like, oh my god, like this is, I can't believe it. I can't believe that this could exist. And
well, it's also the kids
like,
growing up with those things turn into adults, and they're like, to them it's just normal because they liked it.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like there's always this thing like when Minecraft came out, everyone made fun of it. Now it's beloved. When Fortnite came out, everyone made fun of it. Now it's all beloved. And
yeah,
it's just when the people who grew up with it grow up. Honestly,
Star Wars prequels are the perfect example of that.
Yeah. Oh man, they were so universally hated when I was younger, and just completely changes over time.
I think these days people compare them to the sequels and stuff, and they go, "Oh, like I prefer the coherent story than like the sequels and stuff."
Yeah, no, the sequels definitely help their general view.
If the sequels were good, I think the prequels would be even more hated than they were. People would be like, you guys can't make any good movies. Like this was. Like there have been 9 Star Wars movies and like 6 of them were great, and then you have like the prequels. I'll always be a defender of Revenge of the Sith. I'll always defend that.
Me too. Revenge of the Sith is cinema. I don't care what anyone says.
I think that people generally people can say like Revenge of the Sith is very different to Phantom Menace.
It's agreed upon.
Yeah.
I also love Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones is definitely the worst one, but they're all overhated, and the Clone Wars is also really good. I think the Clone Wars is actually a reason why the prequels are so looked back on fondly, because it really expanded the story and stuff.
I think when it comes to fandoms, you just see that nobody hates the product more than their supposed biggest fans.
More than Star Wars fans in particular.
I think it's basically... Like anytime I'm like watching a show, I'll go on the Reddit because I'm like, oh, I can't believe it. I can't wait to like meet some other like-minded fans, and then everyone's just shitting on the show. It's happened with Cobra Kai this season. Happened with House of the Dragon this season. The only ones I'll say is the Planet of the Apes fans are all chill as shit.
That's so
and
cool.
That's the only fandom that I'm part of, that they actually like the source material, they like the movies and stuff.
I don't like to be in any kind of fandom. I don't like to talk to people in those spheres because they're just so negative and bitter a lot of the time. But because I know like The Boys, the fans really turned on them this year.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I can't believe we've not even spoken about. Like, I guess almost at this point it's almost too late, because by the time the next episode comes out, it'll be like past this. The Boys have just do we all watch The Boys?
We two do. Probably just us. I don't know.
You should get into it, Ray. It's a very good show.
Yeah, I need to.
It's
everyone's telling me to.
Yeah, my hot take is that this season was not as bad as people are saying. I enjoyed it.
I don't think it was bad. I think it's good.
It's less good than the other ones.
Yes,
I didn't hate it.
There was a lot of like political, because every season there's been like political like kind of talks and stuff.
When it comes to that, there was one part that really got me. Sorry to interrupt, but it was when they're at the it was like the first or second episode, they're at that conspiracy convention type thing.
Yeah.
And one of the conspiracies that they have listed as being just like so laughably dumb is the Hollywood pedo ring conspiracy.
Yeah.
Really?
And I'm like, of course people in Hollywood would write that that's a laughable conspiracy.
Yeah, right? No,
exactly. Like not biased at all, because there's stuff like flat earth and all that other stuff, and then that is put on the same level as just
it's mostly a parody
stupid.
of Q, right? I saw the scene because I was
it's mostly QAnon based.
Mostly,
very I mean, there's definitely like the show is pretty like I think I can say this is the show definitely draws comparisons between like modern day, I guess, like Trump and like the Trump fan base and like Homelander, who is the spoilers, the villain of the show.
Spoilers
and, like,
if you haven't seen season 1,
and like his fans and stuff, and like how dedicated and how like almost like cult like, I guess. It's kind of like this kind of QAnon.
It's definitely like, inspired by it heavily.
Yeah, and the thing is that in previous seasons, I think they did kind of work both sides, where they're like, oh, like obviously this is BS and this is BS. This season they've just gone straight for like the kind of the right wingers.
They did make fun of the left a little bit because the people on the left are presented as like weak-chinned, kind of dumpy looking, glasses wearing dorks basically, but it's not criticized in the same way. They're just kind of presented badly. is the thing.
Yeah, they have straddled like kind of both sides before and stuff, and gone like, oh, like let's laugh at these kind of people that like kind of on the left and stuff.
Hipsters,
but this season they've just
like
gone,
that.
yeah, especially hipsters. But this season they've just gone for like the QAnon base and stuff, which has, I think a few of them do watch the show and have only started to realize that they've been mocked. And they're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, like it's been going on. It's definitely more apparent this time, but it's been there.
Yeah.
And,
that's the kind of thing I've been hearing, is that people are just kind of now realizing that the show is a satire of them. Because it's more heavy-handed. But it's,
I would say that before it was kind of a satire of everybody, but I think it's just that so much of the season was focused on Homelander that it's just writing-wise bound to focus more on that. So
that makes sense.
I think it was kind of, the writing just kind of forced it into a hole like that for a little bit, to where if you're talking about the villain the whole time, then you're only going to hear about that side the majority of the time. But
that makes sense.
Yeah, that's just a writing issue mostly.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
it's definitely satire. It's purposefully way over the top and exaggerated, and
Did you see that in the last episode they had to put a disclaimer at the start of the episode, because obviously this came out like a week, maybe like a week and a half after the Trump assassination attempt, and in the finale there is perhaps,
it's all about assassination attempts.
Well, yeah. There's like definitely some I guess similarities, or like not even direct similarities, because obviously this was made like a year ago, months ago.
It's just the general idea of candidates being targeted and stuff like that. The
topic of political violence comes up in the finale.
Well, it's kind of like in Stranger Things, there was that scene where it's a flashback where a bunch of kids get killed, and then it just happens to come out like a week after a school shooting.
But if you're like a Karen who's watching, realistically, how long do you think it takes to make an episode of television? Let alone like
they just did it like in 3 days.
It's like a South Park thing where they can just get it done in a week. They're like, oh crap, like there was an
people think that about YouTubers too, though. Like they'll accuse us of copying each other when we made a video on the same topic concurrently. And we didn't know, and they really think that we made a video in like 1 day, like scripted, filmed, shot, edited,
exactly.
And like no, this was on the news. We just both happened to decide to talk about it, and
exactly,
people they look more deeply than they should be.
Well, especially if two people are getting like their information from the same source. So they're quoting the same thing or something, and obviously there's going to be people saying the exact same thing. Plagiarism on YouTube definitely does exist.
Yeah, definitely,
100%. But like when someone, especially if it's like a researched and like well researched, written, voiced and edited, you can't be doing that in a matter of like days usually. I guess you'd have to like look for other clues and stuff. How long does it usually take this YouTuber to make their content? If it takes them a day, then maybe. If
For
it's
me,
like a commentary
minimum
channel
a week.
Something. But yeah, realistically, if something's been uploaded, I give it at least like kind of a week or two's grace period, because otherwise you're accusing people of plagiarism when they haven't plagiarized is it doesn't do anyone service, because it means that actual plagiarism just kind of goes under the rug.
And there's also a difference between plagiarism and talking about the same topic.
Exactly.
Two people can talk about the same topic and the videos have nothing to do with each other, and that's where a lot of people get hung up.
Well, sometimes people will, especially if it's say like a review, or if it's like a say a commentary video, like a takedown or something. Some people will like to watch the same, like basically the same topic discussed by various different people to like reaffirm their self-beliefs. If they really hate, say, Velma season 2 or something, they're just gonna watch all the reviews of everyone saying the same stuff of how it sucks and how
everybody
shit.
Basically
who everyone's gonna be making the same points because it sucks and it's shit. So they'll just be watching like 6 videos in a row of people going like, this is why I think it sucks. Well, there's no respect for the source material. Like,
people are gonna think you're advocating for Velma now.
Oh no, yeah. Just to clarify, I think it sucks, and I do think it detests the source material. So let me just say that. Let me just get that out there.
Yeah,
you gotta have the clear.
Lowest rated cartoon on IMDb or something like that,
and for good reason. And for good reason, Mindy Kaling. For good reason.
She's gonna come after you now. The next attempt is gonna be on you.
If I'm blacklisted from Hollywood, editor, put a little like kind of red dot right there. Not in a
circle.
Sniper shot, should I say? Let me just clarify that. Let me just clarify the sniper.
You're just walking on eggshells at this point.
Not when I'm talking about Mindy Kaling.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, I didn't even make that connection until you said that.
I know, me neither. I don't think anyone was going to until you said it.
Oh god, yeah. Well, okay, I'm cancelled now.
Yeah,
I'm cancelled.
Yeah, too late.
But no. So, in conclusion, Vidcon was awesome. Velma sucks. Trump almost got assassinated. Biden's dropped out. Did we talk about that?
No, we didn't.
I
an hour ago,
to
Biden
it.
announced that he's dropping out and that Kamala Harris is going to be the nominee.
Did they confirm that
that's pretty much it?
Did they confirm that it's going to be Harris, though?
He tweeted it.
Oh, okay.
He's endorsed her, so I've got to assume it will be her.
Yeah, because I mean, with all the people who donated to that campaign, it would be really weird if they end up going with two completely different people entirely. I don't know how the donations would work at that point, or...
I was going to ask, I don't know how like politically kind of in tune you guys are with the current thing. Do you know any like kind of rumblings of who's going to be the VP pick?
No,
for Kamala Harris, because that's obviously kind of up in the air right now.
On the news, it was like there are no obvious choices, is what everyone was saying.
The entire party is worthless. There's no obvious choices.
Yeah.
Not a single person in this country of 333 million people plus. Not a single option.
Yeah. No, there's not.
Good luck.
Everyone's gone.
It's just her. I was gonna say, I think like say what you want about him, but I respect the decision actually to kind of put I guess country before party and stuff, or before ego, and say like people have said, you know, it's not the right, and to he shouldn't be running anyway. He's too old, and he needs to like spend the last couple of years having a good time,
just with
your family
retire.
And stuff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know, he's had a long career, and I think that to willingly step down and stuff, I think is probably a very. It's a choice that I can respect.
That almost
is when a politician
happens.
wants to pull it. Yeah, exactly. When a politician wants to just step down and say like, I don't think I'm up for the task anymore. I don't think it's responsible of me to carry on. I can get behind that and say, you know, it's kind of fair because politicians do have big egos.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. But that's a pretty good point to wrap up for today. We hit all our topics.
I think so. Yeah, I think
who wants to sign us out here?
Tune in next week for the Turkey Tom Rager stories.
That would be a good episode.
People are going to be questioning what that even means, and I like it that way.
Are we